Justin on from Top Dragster winner. Let's welcome Justin to the show. Hey, Justin, you're on with Carl, Bob, and Steve. How are you, buddy?
Oh, doing great. How are y'all?
Doing fine, thank you.
We can't complain at all. As a matter of fact, Justin, we're very blessed to have you on the show tonight. I mean, you guys put together a great race this weekend. Your lights were pretty phenomenal. I just don't know how you guys can just come up with these teams and lights like one after the other, and still go a 411 at 4 on a racetrack in the middle of the nighttime with an 019 light again. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yes, sir, it is. These cars, like you said about a lot of the other classes, the technology's evolved so much that the equipment's got so good, and the drivers, have to do what they can to try to keep the human error out of the equation. And it is pretty phenomenal, the total package at the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at the numbers, and I almost laughed at it. Bob probably make fun of me, but it's almost inconceivable, the performance that you put out this weekend with a 19, a 6 light. 23 was probably your worst light of the day. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, it don't always go down like that. If you got a bunch of honest racers on there, they'd agree with me. You don't always have that good of a weekend, but the number one thing you got to give credit for is the prep. The Traction Twins do just an amazing job keeping the track, because if the car can't move the same, then there's no way you can put them kind of numbers on paper. So you got to give them hands down credit for a job well done.
Well, we are very proud of those fellas, and of course we do also appreciate the extra effort to the folks at MDIR for all their staff that contributed to that. But what was the turning point? I mean, you were pretty much on point at the round one deal. It was okay for you. You were 0-23 and went 6 over and took the win over Jimmy Sakovic, who red lit. So you were cool there, but I guess after first round, it's kind of a turning point from there, because you were on it at that point.
Well, the crazy part is it was a turning point for me, because we actually shredded our blower belt, and I made the run fine. It wasn't a good enough belt to make another pass, so we had to change belts, and it's sad to admit, but we didn't have another belt that length, and we went around to every racer at the track and could not find one that length. Mr. Shrugs offered us one of his, and it was too long, so we ended up having to actually change pulley combinations for round 2, which, throws a kink in all your plans. That's why we dialed up from a 409 to a 13. And,
right.
And so, yeah, it was a little change of plans, but we persevered, so I have to say we made it through that obstacle.
Well, yeah, I mean, round 2, you're 11th out pack. I mean, Bob Sheridan, he went 005 red on you, but I mean, that 6-pack sent a big message, or 11-pack sent a big message to the folks, on the scoreboard there. That's pretty severe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We were happy to put down that kind of number. We went back to our data in the book with the other blower tooth count, and tried to take into consideration the heat, and we come up with the right dial. So it definitely worked out to our benefit.
Well, once again, none of this stuff ever happens without the support of a whole group of people. So why don't you shout out to your folks that help you out?
Well, needless to say, I have to give all the credit first to Mr. Danny and Miss Judy Payne. They're the owners of the car. They're just the nicest people in the world. They think the world of me to let me do it and everything with them. And then Mr. Robbie is our main crew chief / cook, and he's a vital part of our operation. And then a couple people to shout out to be the Zone Bar and Grill, and then Schaefer's Oil by Greg is definitely what keeps everything moved up and going. And then I'm part of M&M Race Cars, and my dad, Danny Joe, actually builds the motors for us. And it's amazing what he can do with the engine. I mean, we've got quite a few of them out there from Vegas to Canada down to us, and like you said, they're flying, and they're, believe it or not, this is actually just a bracket setup. This is that's why, you know, our cars act like they do. They're actually a bracket car, and we just got a lot of horsepower. And like I said, the Traction Twins put the traction out there. You know, you can't do this on any racetrack, anywhere, normal weekend. You can't go this fast. But we're able to do it on theirs because they prep it correctly. And it makes it so fun. It's just to be part of a big operation like this. Hats off to PDRA being a top-notch Class A organization and having the TV coverage for my family to see it back home and friends. It's really an honor just to be part of it.
I appreciate that a lot. I really do. You did a great job, and you know I'm familiar with the M&M car, so I it's just a great combination, and we love having you race with us, and hope the rest of the year is as successful as the race you just come from.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and it's an honor to work with y'all.
It's an honor for you to race with us. We love. I know we talk about door cars a lot, but you know, and we are primarily a door car organization, but we like the dragsters too. And then, you know, I had somebody say something to me about a dragster, and I said, look, I've been a dragster half my life. I mean, and you know that though, because you know the people I've raced with. I've had dragsters for over 20 years, and in fact, I had one of the first 4-lane dragsters ever come into the country. So I do like dragsters, and my son cut his teeth on dragsters for years, and so the dragsters play a big part of drag racing, not just door cars, but the dragsters do. And you have tough competitor in the left lane too. We won't leave that out. Craig Sullivan is he's about as good as they come. Now he runs an off-brand motor in that car. I always tick at him about that, but at the end of the day, though, you just didn't beat what us bracket racers call duck. You didn't have a duck in the left lane. You had a professional in the left lane, and so you ought to be very proud of your win. And we're proud of you and proud that you're choosing PDRA to race with.
I really appreciate that. Y'all's trophies are just phenomenal piece of art in themselves, so it's an honor to win one of those. And,
Thank
as
you.
far as ducks, in my opinion, there's not a duck out there, especially not personally I've had to do with in our class, because people just don't understand what it's like to go 4 rows and bracket race. Yes, the track prep's there. I've done said that. But, man, you're flying 175 to 180 mile an hour, and you're judging. You know, you know that's crazy. And I love every second of it.
Great racing, great racing.
At 5 thou increments. That's pretty tough.
You want to talk about a good-looking car? He has a good-looking car there, too.
Definitely.
Yeah, very good. Well, we want to thank you for coming on. We appreciate it, and we'll be looking to hear from you for the next race. You going to be in Virginia to repeat or what?
Oh, I'm sure we'll make it to Virginia. Memphis is our next one. That's in my backyard, so I'll be there with bells on.
Good deal. Good deal. So you'll be at all of them then. Good. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, Justin.
Well,
thanks
for having me.
Thank you.